I would like to again thank Access Granted for flying down here, spending time with me and my wife. We have been friends for years online, and so this was just a long time coming. And of course I had to give my boy an interview, so safe travels back home, and I hope to see you again here soon. Another thing before this interview starts, I want to remind you guys of the Patreon that's in the top link in the description. Every little dollar helps, even as little as $1 a month. You can join the chat, suggest questions for me to ask my guests, and you guys get first dibs on like what's coming up next. And I have like demo projects and unreleased projects on there, so something special for you guys. Other than that, I love you guys so much. Let's get into this interview.
So how does it feel to meet your friend from Australia?
Hey, it's been a long time coming. He's been wanting to come here for a while. Yeah, what the fuck's going on? Oh my god! What's going on? What the fuck is up, dude? Oh my god.
How does it feel to be in South Carolina?
It feels amazing. What's going on, world? It's RulzBreaKEasy coming at you from H&R Tobacco in Hartsville for a second episode of UnderGround Reblz. Today I have
Access Granted.
And that's exactly what I wanted to talk about today. Who is Access Granted?
He's many things. He's Cosmo Gaming. Do we remember Cosmo Gaming?
Yeah.
He's a producer though. He makes a lot of electronic music. But Access Granted it's electronic music, DJing, your EDM.
Oh yeah. So I did want to touch upon the early days just because me and him have been friends for years. We met each other originally over YouTube comments when we were both doing gaming videos. I know it seems like a lifetime ago. But yeah, did you want to speak on that, about how we met and stuff like that?
Yeah, so it was just a random ass day. I was scrolling YouTube and I got in the weird mood to look up some specific videos of just your Bigfoot, your Rake, your Loch Ness Monster, all that type of shit. I was in a weird mood. Yeah, I'm going through a bunch of compilations, different people's videos, and I came across these guys. And it was really just looking through the comments. Christian was replying to some comments. I don't remember if I was replying to you or one of us made some comment. Pretty much we replied to each other and it just went from there. Added each other on Facebook, YouTube obviously, Instagram, what was it, like Messenger, like PlayStation, all that stuff. Just added each other, started playing games, making videos.
And when I was young, I mean, having an Australian friend, just somebody that's like not on the same side of the earth as you, was like totally dope. But I originally found him, especially when it came to like the Black Ops 3 days, because for one, I didn't know how to edit for shit. So seeing someone on the platform about my level, because I have messaged other YouTubers with a higher sub count, but of course I was a young scrub, young kid who would reply to me. Stupid. But then I met him and I got to know him and Mad, and we'll speak on more about that later. But yeah, we just became friends from there. It just became something that was really cool. I had a friend on the other side of the world. So yeah, in the early days, we both did gaming videos and we tried our best to do other stuff, whether that was like roasting battles or, diss tracks, which weren't exactly the best, but we were just kids and we were just having fun, all that good stuff. But slowly we both kind of shifted our interests into music. And, you guys know mine. What was your, influence and why was the switch to music?
There was a couple of things. I've always loved music. I started off with, rock and into hip-hop. And from there, I went into EDM. But what really kicked it off for me, again, I was always into it, always wanted to do it. But it was kind of like the door was open and it's pushing me through was Thanos Gaming. He started making electronic music.
With Ranks, yep.
And at the same time as him doing that, you started releasing music around the same time.
Around the same, yeah.
It was really you two that was like, all right, I'm going to start doing this. He's doing electronic, Christian's over here doing his thing. I want to get in on this.
Oh, yeah.
So I just started downloading some softwares. I went through a couple different ones and just started playing around with some things.
Of course, me and Ranks, but growing up in Australia, were there any, huge Australian, influences that really kind of pushed you into the music side?
Yeah, there's a lot of them, not really in the same genre as well. There's a couple. my genre is not too big in Australia. It's mostly your house, drum and bass. So there's like Dom Dollar, he's really big in the house scene. People like Uberjacked. He's not like as big as Dom Dollar, but he's really good in techno.
Techno?
He does techno. He's been in the scene for
I'd say techno's
quite a while.
close. I'd say yeah. That's where I started with my like whole electronic music thing before I got into really like Skrillex. Is like my mom was really into techno music, which was one of my favorite songs. You know, she loved as well. So it's like, yeah, techno goes really honestly hand in hand with EDM. So
yeah,
I see that. How was the music scene in the Australia?
All over the place, especially in my scene, dubstep scene. It's, I want to say like a hit or miss, but it's a small community. Outside of it, it looks empty. So to really get involved and see it all, you have to get involved. Speaking
of getting involved, you've done a number of live performances. Tell me like what was the first live performance you did and how you felt and stuff.
Well, I had a couple probably birthday gigs.
Okay.
Just small house party stuff. And then once I started doing more cooler stuff, there's this competition that goes around Australia every year. It's called Your Shot. Pretty much, and anyone can join. If you're an amateur or a professional, they come to your city and they have this big event where they have anyone from around the town who wants to DJ. They come in and they play a set. They get headliners from around the world, around Australia. Anyone they can afford to, kind of bring the people in, get a big name on there, advertise that. So that's just to bring the people in. But the whole point of it is for you as a amateur DJ
to get heard.
Yeah.
I know you probably met a lot of cool people. I know you probably met a lot of cool people, whether it was during the Your Shot days or, just around in the music scene. Is there anybody you want to shout out, like say hi to?
Yeah, if you know about the dubstep scene, 12th Planet, Riot 10, they're amazing people. I supported Riot 10. That was probably my biggest gig. He's pretty huge in the dubstep scene. So I supported him, obviously met him for my set. Really cool guy.
Okay.
12th Planet, I got to meet him. I didn't support him, but I got to chat with him behind the booth. Another great guy. I think that's all of who I've really supported,
Yeah. Speaking on like the music scene, is the culture here a little bit different than it is over in Australia when it comes to like festivals and stuff? Because like America, I know we have, like the one that you're going to is the Ultra. But, it's like we have maybe like some Coachella and all this other stuff. Are there like way more music kind of things in Australia than there is here? Yeah,
it's very mixed up. I think you guys probably have way more options. We kind of have the kind of hand picking out.
Oh, yeah.
So you got a whole bowl of your festivals, and then ours is just kind of taking a couple from there.
Okay.
Very minimal with genres, but we make what we can get,
Yeah, of course. Speaking on, your music, I know your name has kind of changed a lot, but I think it's mostly because I know you and stuff like that. I think it's just because you were trying to find the right kind of name. I know you started with Kazi, and that one kind of stuck for a little bit, and you kind of changed it to Matrali and then Nitrix. Now we landed on Access Granted. What was the thought process behind all those names?
Yeah, so it started off with Kazi. It was obviously Cosmo. I was just kind of playing off that Cosmo, Kazi.
Yeah.
And after a while, so there's a guy in Australia. He's a local celebrity, like not celebrity, but
he's well known.
He's well known locally, yeah. His whole thing is, his name's Kazi too, spelled differently, but his whole thing is called South Aussie with Kazi. So it's just kind of, that was getting a bit too confused around like friends and family and whatnot. It just kept coming up and it got annoying.
Yeah.
So from there, I shifted to, what was it? It was a Matrali.
Matrali.
I think I shifted to. So Matrali came from pretty much my aunt. I was with my uncle and aunt playing them my music, and my aunt described it as Metro.
Yeah.
So I just kind of took Metro and just added I was going through a couple ideas. There was like Metroy. Landed on Matrali. And then, kind of the same thing, that I just didn't like it after a while. So then I wanted to come up with a name that had a bit of my actual name in it.
Yeah.
So from there, landed on Nitrix. My first name, real name is Nick.
Yeah.
I just tried to mess with that somehow. And I had issues with that on my Spotify. Some random other guy named Nitrix somehow got his song on my Spotify profile.
Spotify does tend to do that though.
Yeah. So I was going through like Spotify, my distributor, themselves. No one was helping me out to take it down. So I thought, stuff is, I'm just going to rebrand.
And I remember the text message, and you know, me and him both came up with like a couple of names, and I think we both kind of agreed and kind of landed on Access Granted because it has bit of your personality in it, and you know, you can do a lot of designs with like Access Granted, and
the context there is my last, not to dox myself too much, but my last name is Grant, so that's where the kind of nameplay comes in there.
Oh yeah. Definitely took a while to find it, but I think Access Granted is probably here to stay. I think that is
the one.
A really nice name, and you know, you could do a lot with it.
Feels like me. Yeah?
Feels like you. Unique, exactly.
Yeah.
Something that, you know, you can have. And speaking on your music, what did you use as your music software? Like, what was like your go-to for producing the EDM music?
Oh, I've moved around a lot, but most of the time it's been an app called Oxy.
Oxy.
I'm not too sure if it's on all like devices, but it's on iPhone, at least that's what I've been using it on.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just it's a free app, but there's like a function, you know, where you could pay and get more into it. And in that app, you can also, whatever you make in the app, you can export the file into an Ableton file. If anyone knows what Ableton is, yeah, you can chuck that on your computer into Ableton and properly finish your song.
For those who don't know what Ableton is, what's Ableton?
Yeah, so it's a DAW, D-A-W, which stands for Digital Audio Workplace, which is pretty much, it's like Logic, FL Studio, there's some other examples. It's pretty much just a computer software that you make music on.
You've made a couple of good songs that I just wanted to point out. That's like some of my favorites.
Thanks, man.
Venom.
And that's
I
not
will
out
say,
yet.
this one that you have on your channel, that one's pretty cool. But is there a different version which I was supposed to be on? You can be honest.
Yeah. That version was like kind of like the fuck it release.
Yeah.
But that's not the full version at all. There is, but yeah, there's another version of Venom coming out. There's more in the oven.
Oh, yeah.
You could definitely be on.
Of course.
For.
I know. Headbangers.
Headbang.
That one was actually a really, really good song. I still listen to it a couple times. It's a nice motivation, like gets you pumped kind of song. Talk to me about the making of that one.
Definitely, that's a gym workout type of one. That was my first attempt at a drum and bass tune, which drum and bass is the faster, you know, your faster beat.
Yeah.
That was a song that I made in Oxy, and I sent it to a friend who is way better producer than me. He doesn't really release music, but he just knows what he's doing. So I made about 95% of what you hear is me. And that other 5% was, I just sent it over to him, and he just kind of tweaked it up for me, made it sound great.
Oh yeah. Crisp.
Made it sound crisp.
Shout out to you, buddy.
Shout out to you, Mitch. Love you, Mitch.
Next Snap.
Next
That's also a good one.
I hate that one, I'll be
I
honest.
like that one.
Nah, yeah, that one was fully made by me in Oxy with no sort of touch-up. That was just my full attempt at going in for it.
I can say just for an attempt, it's actually good. Like, it's not bad. I wouldn't lie to you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
I mean, you were just playing it before, because I haven't listened to it for so long, and I was thinking, you know what? Some parts in there, not too bad, Nick.
Yeah. Mosh Pit, the VIP version.
Yep.
That one's really cool. And what does VIP exactly mean?
Well, VIP means variation in production, which that's pretty much when an artist remixes their own song.
Okay, so it's another word for remix then.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
But it's
That's
like when
cool.
it's like if you were to remix your song, it would well, I guess you could title it remix, but production, it's usually in the production
Scene?
side of things. Yeah.
Yeah. So like I tend to call mine reduxes.
Yeah, that's it.
I like that word a little better than remix kind of thing. You know, Perfect Strangers, Laser Gun, those are both really good as well. Anarchy, I think the original version I like over the VIP.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you that, because I think like the original one you did cook with, and I really do like that one. Two more things, two songs that I think that you should remaster or like rework in some kind of way is Devil's Siren and Waka. I think those two have like some potential to be a little bit better, because like I like them as they are, but if you were to take them, put them into Ableton,
I reckon
I think
could
you
put
probably
something
could.
up there.
Yeah, I think you could probably get a really good, nice, even if you don't call it the same thing.
I've done that before.
Yeah, I think that those two would be great. I think those have like the most bones to them.
That's something I could definitely look into.
Oh yeah,
I might have the file still, so
hell yeah.
give that a look.
Another thing I just want to talk about: what is next for Access Granted? What's next for you?
Well, once I get back home from here, I'm gonna save up to get a new laptop. So from there, I'll be able to get back onto Ableton, because I had a lot of music in the works, and then my laptop broke.
Yeah, which can be tough for any artist.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go home, save up for a new laptop. I might also release 2 or 3 DJ mixes. But yeah, after I get the laptop, I've got an EP in the works I want to bust out. So I'm gonna get working on that one, I reckon. So new EP and a mix or 2.
Yeah. And then I don't know, we've talked about this, but EDM is your primary passion. Would you branch out into doing other kind of music like trap music? And
yeah, I've had that in the back of my head for quite a while. Especially like I want to touch into the rap scene a bit.
Yeah.
Cook up a trap beat, definitely.
Honestly, I mean, you've been in America for about roughly what, 2+ weeks?
Around there, 2.5 weeks.
What's been your impression? How have you liked America versus Australia?
It's massive. The streets are huge. It takes like 7 business days just to cross the street. Now, a lot of things have been tripping me out, but it's lovely. I love it. It's beautiful here.
Oh yeah.
The whole country. You guys have a great country.
Out of everything so far, other than Miami,
Because I haven't been there yet.
what's your favorite?
Favorite like destination?
Yeah.
They've all been like good in their own ways.
Yeah.
Anaheim was pretty beautiful.
Anaheim.
I gotta say, Anaheim was like, if I just visually, like, Anaheim was great.
Shout out to Anaheim.
Anaheim. Shout out Anaheim.
And you went to Disney. You went to Universal.
Disney. Universal, that's another highlight actually.
Hell yeah. What happened to Universal? You had fun there?
Yeah, no, so I was supposed to walk down to Venice Beach, but I didn't have time for the day, because I only had my tickets valid for that day at Universal. So went down to Universal for the day, did a bit of shopping. I didn't go on many rides except the tour they take you to, where they take you through all the movie sets. That was dope. It's a full 4D experience. They take you in and really try to make you feel like you're in the movie.
Oh yeah.
I really recommend Universal Studios.
So that being said, you went to Disney. You went to Universal. Is there anything in Australia that's kind of equivalent?
Oh, yeah, that's a good Movie World. I'd say Movie World. If you go to, I think it's in the Gold Coast. Yeah, I think everything is in Movie World pretty much. Yeah, you got Gold Coast, SeaWorld, Gold Coast. You got Movie World, SeaWorld, Wet and Wild.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, from there, it's probably just like festivals throughout the year. Or the Great Barrier Reef. And again, Gold Coast has everything.
Lastly, just because, this interview takes place in the smoke shop, it's something that I feel like we should address. The weirdness of the Australian ways. For whatever reason, in Australia, nicotine in vapes is really not common at all, and half the time you really can't find them. So has it been weird to see that shift here, where there's smoke shops on every corner? It
is weird seeing how common it is, because people still find their way to do it in Australia. It's just not legal, and you'll get in trouble if you're caught.
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah, especially the disposable, the cheap vapes, those are pretty common. But again, not in people trying to be discreet about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, see, every corner a vape shop is insane.
Yeah.
Especially what you sell here.
Yeah.
It's very different.
Very, very different. Laws tend to differ, but But yeah, other than that, there is a section, you know, I always ask people, you don't have to participate if you don't want to. What is Access Granted's signature wrap or cigar that you always use?
Or like a smoke.
Yeah.
I use cones, but I'm more of a joint type of guy.
Oh yeah.
I love my joints.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Lastly, is there anything you want to say to the camera, you know, for the people, for Access Granted?
Big things coming.
Big things coming. Big things coming. Alrighty. We will see you guys in the next episode. Much love to Access Granted for coming out, you know, coming from all the way from Australia. So it's definitely
Appreciate the
send him some love.
invitation.
And we'll catch you guys in the next one.